We are. Of course, as soon as I go to record, my throat's like it's all phlegmy. Sounds about right.
It's good, you know.
Oh yes, phlegm. I'm covering the next fill over here. I don't know.
See, it's good. Got to make sure people are paying attention.
Oh yes, right. So I just want to go over this one really quick, and then we'll go look at some of the actual icebergs here. Can you see this
Yeah.
one? I switched it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, just making sure you can still see it.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start with the slideshow. There's 30 slides. Starting out good. The moon landing is fake. I actually believe this. What do you think?
I believe it. Kind of believe it because of a video I saw of the Joe Rogan podcast where he explains why he thought it was fake,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like one of the astronauts fell over on the moon. The other one was helping him up, but it looked like he was being pulled up by like strings or like the pulley system or whatever.
Yeah, I saw that, and like in the reflection of some of the light, it looks like a string or something above them, kind of catches on it. The light. Yeah. And people are like, oh, it's CG. I'm like, no, obviously it's not CG, but they had a whole like lunar landing simulator. This like that was a full scale, not full scale, obviously, but of a model of the moon surface. They could have
Yeah.
filmed the landing. I'm like, I don't know. I still really don't think like either we actually landed on the moon and just the footage was fake, or we actually landed on the moon, or didn't land on the moon at the time.
Well, I think it's more of a political thing, anyways, because obviously Russia, China, and everyone was trying to get to the moon. So it could have been things where they broadcasted a fake video to get all these other countries to believe it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because there's the whole Cold War.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, they love to say, like, well, Russia would have known that it was a hoax or that we didn't actually land on the moon, but look at what happened afterwards. After that happened, like, we started having Russians come and work with us for moon programs and vice versa. And we actually started, like, working together. And if they had just came out and said, oh, no, they didn't actually land on the moon, they would have just sounded like sore losers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because imagine that America just supposedly lands on the moon, sending the stuff, and they're like, "Oh no, they didn't land on the moon." They're gonna just sound like a bunch of sore losers. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that is true. Also, have you heard that I saw, I think it was a TikTok where someone was talking about how like the International Space Station, whatever, is gonna be coming down this decade.
Yeah, I heard that. So, like, apparently, what they do is they crash in the ocean.
Yeah.
There's like a dump spot in the ocean that's like the farthest, like, spot in the ocean farthest away from any land, and they
Mm-hmm.
like purposely crash satellites, and the space station's gonna crash there in the ocean.
Do you know what they call that area?
No.
Call it Nemo.
Oh. Do they?
You know why?
Why?
Because I think it stands for like no one. I think in Latin.
Oh, or
And
non-inhabitable zone or something like that.
yeah, something like that. But like in that spot, you're closer to the people in the actual space station than you are to like anywhere on Earth
Right.
at that distance. But yeah.
And I'm surprised. It's like I always thought, like, well, does no one ever actually like take a ship out there and try to salvage anything? But it's probably really deep in there, and it would be a lot harder. Not really worth it, probably. Right.
Yeah, totally.
All right, let's see what's next. Well, this is like, first off, this is obviously like the more extreme, crazy conspiracies. We're not starting off like with the easy ones. This
Mm-hmm.
is just a random look. We're not going into any deep dives. 100%. Government totally fucking killed JFK 100% on this one.
Oh yeah, it was something that he was gonna like expose, and that's what was. I can't remember what it was.
I
I
can't
remember
even.
hearing about it.
I remember that hearing that too, and I even heard someone claim something wild like someone was from the future where Kennedy didn't die or something,
Hmm.
and like whatever Kennedy chose to happen to do, like they had to go back in time to ensure he died or something like that to go into
Oh
the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
other
that
timeline.
certain time traveler.
I mean, I'm not saying I believe all of that. I just say that's what I heard. Like
No,
someone
yeah,
thought or believed that. I'm like, I don't know about any of that, but yeah, he was like, I can't remember exactly what it was though.
he became like a dictator or something. At least that's what I think I remember from that same thing that you're referencing or whatever.
No, I mean, like,
Well,
well, he was gonna do something. Like, he would have plans to like release some information or something like that, or he wanted more the public to be more aware of stuff, something like that.
oh no, 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 no! I think it was he was gonna get rid of the CIA or something,
Oh, yeah, I
or
think
the
maybe
FBI, something.
yeah, he like it was a personal insult. Like he thought maybe they had too much power or something like that. I think it was,
Mm-hmm.
and so obviously CSI is like, well, we can't have this freaking
Yeah.
often. Because like they had things where it's like trained marksmen went to
Right.
and tried to recreate what Oswald supposedly did, and they couldn't pull it off. And these are trained marksmen with the same
Mm-hmm.
rifle and the same circumstances, and they couldn't pull it off. And they were better shots than freaking Oswald. And I'm like, there's no way. And then you
Well,
get
there was even a game that released, and they offered a $10,000 reward or something if you could replicate the assassination
mhm,
with just that one shooter.
right,
And the closest anyone ever got was, I think 70%, 80%,
right,
like close to like being able to actually do it. And obviously, no one won the prize. But
mhm,
if you can't even do that in like a game simulator type of
right.
thing, what makes you think that it actually
Well,
happened?
because there's like a whole magic bullet situation. Obviously, it was just
Well,
insane.
yeah.
But yeah, I definitely CIA. COVID-19 was engineered by the media. I don't know if I believe this.
It was engineered by the media. Why?
Wait, are they insinuating that the whole COVID didn't exist, or that
That's what it looks like.
the virus is a hoax? So it's not even that the virus exists and that they overinflated it. They're literally claiming that it was a hoax that was engineered by the media, and that the I guess the vaccine would be like to do the Great Reset or something. Just go in. No, that's
Well,
stupid. Because like
yeah.
there's like obviously speculation on like how it was created. Did it was like was it a man-made creation or was it a natural creation because someone bit the head off a bat or whatever? But like I have no doubt that it's an actual real virus. I mean,
Yeah.
I had it, so it's like, and I'm pretty sure you probably did too by proxy.
Yeah, but obviously I didn't get tested, but
No,
I
you
most
didn't get
likely did have
tested,
it.
but yeah, but I don't. No, it exists. I don't think it's. Yeah, that's stupid. Uh, Has been sucked, so it's not. Oh, this is with CERN. Okay, including people who believe that CERN discovered the Higgs boson in 2012 and inadvertently created a black hole. These people think that the world ended in 2012, but we hadn't realized it yet. I don't know if I'd go that far.
Yeah.
Because,
That seems a little extra.
well, I mean, I've heard rumor, or not rumors, speculation. I guess you could call it conspiracy theory, but it's not really conspiracy. But it's like, well, people think that, like, well, we actually did die in 2012 because of that, and that you know how like when you die, your life flashes before your eyes, kind of thing. And in a
Yeah.
dream, time drags on a lot longer than in real life. So like we're all just like in a dream for what 22 years now at this point. I'm like, okay, I don't think so. Or in the past, like life flashing over your eyes, but life like it doesn't make any sense either though because it's like we're not reliving past events, we're seeing new events happen. So that doesn't make any sense
Yeah.
either. So that's just stupid. Oh, like I mean, CERN technically has the ability to accidentally create a black hole, but I don't.
Well, that's the whole thing, right?
Right.
It's they people have called it the God particle, but I don't think a lot of I think it's mainly like religious people think that they're creating something obviously demonic instead of, just science stuff.
Hmm.
And they also think that where CERN is built, that's the actual spot where it was like the furthest location from heaven. I think it referenced that in the Bible somewhere. Like that specific location is the actual spot for that. And so that's where they think that or that's where they believe that there'll be some kind of like, demonic uprising for some reason.
I haven't heard that one yet, but
Yeah. Back when I was watching a lot of TikTok, that's what I saw.
oh yes, Disney created Frozen
Hmm.
as a distraction.
Well, that is true. Because obviously, like before Frozen was actually made, people were googling,
The
just
conspiracy theory of him being frozen,
yeah. And now, whenever
and now
you
when you
you look up
Google
Frozen,
Disney
it's just
Frozen, you
movie.
just see the movie,
Yeah,
which was a bad movie anyway. I'm like, I don't think. Yeah, no, we don't have. I don't think we have the technology to actually cryogenically freeze people, though.
well, we freeze them, but there's no way to bring them back,
Well, that's why.
and
Yeah.
that's what they're hoping for in the future. So, like, they'll be
Uh,
frozen now, but in the future, whether it's 50, 100, whatever plus years, they'll be able to like thaw them out, but still live. You know what I mean?
Not if global warming keeps happening.
That's true.
Yeah, I heard this.
Is that the one that has that blue horse?
Yeah, like that demon blue horse thing statue. Like, there's a lot of
The one
weird
that killed its.
symbology there. A lot of weird symbols at that one.
Yeah, I like the murals. Like they're
Yeah,
weird, but I like them.
yeah. I just think it's like a design choice. I don't think it's specifically
Yeah.
anything for
Obviously to get people talking about the airport because it's like, oh, then people
well,
will
it
visit. It'll
works.
be kind of like a tourist
Right.
attraction type of thing.
I mean, it kind of works. I kind of want to go see it. I mean,
Mm. Yeah, I'm down.
was in Chicago.
No, I know.
The Earth is Hollow. Agartha.
Oh, my favorite.
I kind of like this one, but I don't really see how it could work functionally wise.
Well, that's the thing because we don't really know what's in the earth, so that's why
Well,
they're.
that's just it too, is because like the farthest I think like when I was watching those flat Earth things, um, they were saying like the deepest any human has ever dug into the Earth was only like 8 miles or something like that into the Earth. But you got scientists claiming that oh, there's a core, there's a mantle, and there's all this like they somehow pretend to know exactly what is in the Earth. Obviously, they've taken like sound imaging or whatever.
Well, even if you could sound image, that doesn't penetrate it that deep.
No, of
Like
course
even
not.
if
They
you got
can't
to like
penetrate
that
all the
spot where.
right. They can't penetrate the entire depth of the Earth. No, but they're just going based on what they think and what they have available.
Yeah, but these theories have been around since like I think it's like the 1800s.
I think even earlier than that, because like I know a lot of the really ancient civilizations have like cave drawings and different like legends of like
Well, I don't mean that the Earth is hollow. I mean the ones of the mantle, of the ones of the center of the Earth is actually just a
oh
core that's
right
so dense.
right. I thought you meant like Earth is hollow or whatever.
No, because there's obviously myths of like
Right
creatures or beings coming from there, and then they go back in there and they never seen again, right?
right.
Which either they died or they have a home somewhere deep in the earth.
Maybe.
Like like who is it? In the Himalayas, the monks they believe that the
Oh, those like what do they call? What do they call those like rock trolls, or rock people, or no? I think it's something else.
no
I can't remember the
the
name of those guys, like the mountain guys or whatever.
well the Dalai Lama or is that like the great sage from the Himalayas? what like he's like one of those whatever spiritual guys, but the actual ruler of Earth is in the center of the earth,
Mm,
and a lot of people have seen like odd instances of like they're walking over the mountains or whatever, they're walking past some kind of plane and see like the animals just staring straight down into the earth, and they hear rumbling.
right.
And I remember there was a story where the guide explained to them that they're picking up the vibrations of the actual king who lives down there or something, a god king or whatever he is.
Right. Not to mention the whole like supposedly like the Admiral Byrd, I think his name was, and
Oh yeah, yeah,
he went
yeah.
to Antarctica and suppose in search of like not rescue mission but like research mission to go, and
Yep.
he was chartered to go by the military to go to Antarctica,
Hmm.
and he wrote about supposedly wrote about him like going into the earth itself and seeing all
Right.
this crazy shit.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, to this day, the only treaty that has never been broken in the entire history of the world is the whole Antarctic Treaty, where like no normal citizen is allowed to go, or they're only allowed to go at the very edge of the continent. They can't go further in, or something like that.
Right.
And to this day, no freaking country has ever claimed the entire continent, which is kind of weird because like originally Admiral Byrd, when he was talking about it, like because this is before he was like I saw like old radio show that like they had video of or something in the 30s, I think it was 30s 40s, and he was talking about how like there's vast supplies of like oil and natural resources up there. So you have a continent that's literally untouched by man, full of all this valuable natural resources, and no country's going to try to claim it at all. That's kind of suspicious, in my opinion.
Yeah. Um, I've also heard a lot of stories about like Antarctica too.
Right.
Like a lot of scientists come back saying that they've seen like have you seen that picture of like that giant spider that was captured in not captured but a picture of a giant spider like roaming around Antarctica?
No, I don't think I have.
Well, they call it a spider, but no one actually knows what it is. It's just like a big creature, just like walking around, and they estimate it to be like 30 feet tall or something. I think it's 30 feet tall. I can't remember the actual like numbers, but like they say it's like really big. And there's now I don't know if I believe this, but there's a story on 4chan that a guy claims he's like the son of a doctor who was stationed there in the 90s, and he saw a lot of like people coming in with like all these scratch marks, all the limbs torn off their bodies. Every time he asks like what happened to them, they say, "Oh, they fell," or "Oh, something." Like he knew that what a fall looks like. Like the rocks don't cut in such a
Right,
precise
right.
way, But
Well,
yeah,
I mean, I would imagine a continent that has very, very few people on it would lead to more extreme evolution of animal species that were once there over centuries of time. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And the extreme weather conditions, not to mention as well.
right.
Yeah, the world is flat.
Oh, this one's funny too.
Yeah. So I've been watching a lot of like I've been trying to understand um how the world would work if it was flat according to flat earthers. So I was doing some research, quote unquote, of what they believe in or whatever. I don't fully believe it myself or anything. In fact, I was watching one of those documentaries and they kind of proved that the earth was round, or at the very
Yeah.
least rotating. Um in their own
So
documentary.
they disproved what they were trying
Yeah,
to say. Yeah.
they exactly. They disproved their own theory in their own documentary,
No, but see, that wasn't an accurate reading, but they
but
had the most accurate instrument to actually
exactly. And
prove it or
that's the,
not.
like the whole point was they had this like super accurate laser like gyroscope thing to try to measure the curvature of the Earth or
Hmm.
something like that. And it was like like originally I think it cost like $20,000, and one of them like shilled out the money for it or something.
Right.
I'm like, well, and then we try like we have all these other things that point to the Earth being flat. So this one thing pointing to the Earth being round, we got to dismiss that or try to figure out why
Right.
it's saying that. And I'm like, because I was on board for a little while, but it still wasn't answering some of the questions I originally had about it.
Right.
Like, how does like time zone differences work? And what was the other questions I had? I can't remember exactly what it was.
Well,
Oh,
if
like weather changes, like seasonal changes. How does that all work if it's on a
yeah,
flat disk? You know what I mean? Because like
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
if the Earth or if the sun and the moon are just on the firmament spinning around in a circle, that leaves no room for seasonal or weather changes at all. So how
Right.
does like one side of the Earth, round Earth, get winter and the other side gets summer? Like that makes no sense if it's a flat disk.
Right.
And no one in there was able to answer that.
Hmm.
Or if they did, it'd probably be batshit insane. It's like, well, they just turn the heat up on this side. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it makes no sense. They put a brighter bulb there. That's
Yeah,
why.
right.
You know.
They crank the wattage of the bulb up for a little bit. I don't know, because like I know a lot of them was saying like the Earth and not the Earth, the Moon and the Sun were like inside the firmament, just spinning around in a circle, as opposed to like outside the confined Earth or
Hmm.
something.
Right.
And if like the only way it would work if it was flat is if the Earth is still in orbit around the sun, but it's just flat. But even then, like it would have to tilt at some point. It couldn't just remain flat. Because if it's like flat disc, round disc, flat, and then the sun is like big right here, we would only see like part of it. It would not go all the way around. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really believe it.
Well, the thing about that flat Earth, right? What's the thing that creates the gravity for us not to like escape? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because if in a round, not no, in a flat plane, there's no center mass unless everything under that flat world is supposed to like just keep it down.
I think that's what they were kind of getting at in the documentary I was watching was like it's just evenly pulling everything down like on an even along the whole plane or something. But like I don't know if that would make any sense either.
Right.
I mean, obviously it wouldn't be like this picture because they have ice rings around the circle.
Yeah.
Well, we got Prince Charles as a vampire. I don't know about that.
No, he's just old.
Yeah, he's just incredibly old. That's all. And they have really good doctors because like they're royalty, so that's the only reason why they're living so damn long.
Aren't they also like so like inbred
Yeah,
as
they're
well?
like incredibly inbred too. So like, kind of surprising they lasted as long as they have. But doctors, good
Well,
doctors help.
about like these royal families that like obviously kept it in the family.
Mm,
There was one who survived a lot of diseases, right? But he wasn't even able to chew. He wasn't able to speak. He wasn't able to like literally do anything.
mm.
And it was because like his jaw was so deformed, and he was even married, and his wife couldn't stand looking at him. She was so frightened with him. But like,
They didn't fix that surgically. I mean, you would think they would. I mean, they have the
no,
money.
this was back in like the 1600s.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So like obviously they didn't have
So
any
that's a
kind of
guy like
technology like
missing
that.
half a jaw. He's like, "Ah, yeah, yeah."
Well, he wasn't missing the jaw. He just didn't have the. I don't know if it was just like he was missing kind of muscle there,
Mm,
or he just couldn't like chew.
right.
It was one of those things where like obviously you try to keep the line pure,
Yeah, that's
but
very
also
pure.
you
That's a
fuck
little too
yourself
pure
over.
right there, I think.
No, yeah, exactly. But like it just fucks your whole lineup after.
Right,
Like
right.
because whether he has kids or not, it's not gonna be a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's like when your family tree is a straight line. It's like,
Oh yeah, no.
You're like, no, that's not a good thing. Ah, Bigfoot. Do you believe in Bigfoots?
The interdimensional being that comes
Mm,
and goes, and that's why we never find evidence of them.
I think that's just a cop out, to be honest. But
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
So what do you believe then?
Hmm.
If what I'm saying is a cop out.
I don't really. I have a hard time believing in Bigfoot. Actually, I mean, like, I'm sure the possibility that there are some creatures. I mean, I'm sure there's creatures out there we haven't discovered yet. I'm sure, but
Yeah.
most of those are probably like in the deep sea or something. I don't know. I just have a feeling that something as big as Bigfoot, we would have like found bodies or carcasses or something like that. Even if it is in the
Well,
woods, it's like old animals. We would have found bones or something like
well,
large. Mm.
think about this. What about those bones that the Smithsonian decided to destroy because they didn't follow the
Oh, that's a
narrative
good
of the Bible?
one. Oh, that is a good one. I do like that.
Because those were supposed to be giant bones, right? Or
Yeah,
bones of giants.
supposedly there were bones of like really big giant humanoids, right? I didn't even connect those two before. Yeah, that's a good possibility though.
I don't know, that just popped into my
And then
head. But
Smithsonian like destroyed them because it didn't fit with the whole creation narrative they were trying to pull,
right,
or
because they were supposed to be a
evolution theory. I mean, sorry,
yeah, but they're a science
but it does
organization. Why would they do something like
exactly. Why
that?
would you destroy empirical evidence?
Um, Another thing is in the that Gimlin film or whatever it
Yeah,
is,
the Gimli
the one
film.
where the one where you only see like 10 seconds of it walking away.
Mm.
Where's the rest of that footage? I've heard that the entire footage is them actually killing like an entire family or tribe of Bigfoot, and then when they look back up, that like so like they're looking down obviously with the camera, they look down to see all the dead bodies of what they've killed, and then they pan the camera back up and they see the last one walking away.
Why'd they crop that out then?
That's what I'm saying. Like people have claimed that that's like in the actual film,
Mm,
but they've never released the full footage. You
right.
know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that is a pretty convincing footage, though, because like you can check like by the way like the creature in that film is moving and everything. It does not look like a human walking in a costume. I will give them
No,
that.
yeah, because
It doesn't
that's one
look
of those
like one.
films that yeah, that's one of those that can't be disproven. And a lot of people have, a lot of experts have claimed that it is. You can see muscle movement. I don't know how it's
Right.
so pixelated, but you
Right.
can see it,
And
and it's
like with most other footage, it has either been debunked or whatever, but that one still kind of holds up surprisingly.
yeah,
So I mean, it's possible they might have existed a while ago, but I don't know if they still exist to this day or if they exist at all. I don't know.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's still existing, but I mean, it'd be cool if it were. If not, what if they become a because there's so many forests. There's the national what are they called? The national forest
Forests
places or
and
whatever.
national parks.
Yeah, the national parks. They
Well,
could be living there.
I mean, they could be the reason for the missing 411 too. I mean,
What? I don't think they're the reason, or if they are, like they're not the whole reason. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
think it's also all these other beings, quote unquote beings,
right.
that live there. That obviously the park knows about. That
Hmm.
the state knows about. That obviously we can't know about. People would freak out
Yeah, and they need
if that
their
is the case.
state money.
Yeah,
Have you seen that one video where the guy is like a trucker and he's parked on the side of like a truck stop facing the woods
yeah,
and like he just hears all these crazy ass sounds.
yeah.
I've seen that one too. I'm like, and then in the Missing 411, the one documentary with the hunters, they had in the 70s they recorded these like weird sounds they were hearing.
Oh, in Mount Shasta.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yep.
And that was like they had experts vocal analyze that, and it doesn't sound like a human mimicking it.
No, yeah, and
Well, I mean, you could tell when the humans were trying to mimic it, but the actual original sounds did not sound like it was coming from human vocal cords.
Right,
So
because
I
they
mean,
were obviously trying to talk back to them,
yeah,
but
they're trying to communicate with it or whatever. So like I do believe. So I guess I do in a way believe it.
like you don't believe all the evidence, but there's
No,
certain
no.
ones that you can't disprove.
Yeah, I can't disprove all the evidence. So it's either like Bigfoot or some other creatures out there. We don't know what is all out there.
Mhm.
And again, if they were interdimensional, or maybe they do live in Hollow Earth or something, and sometimes they come out or something.
Well, yeah, because we don't know how deep those caves go. Like a lot
No,
of
we
them have
don't.
been mapped out, but in the national parks, we don't know.
Right, right. The Nazis had a secret base in Antarctica.
I mean, it's technically true. It's not secret. Um, a lot of nations have a base, or they share a base in Antarctica.
Right.
Whether it was meant to like house them at the end of the war, that's a different story. But there is actual research facilities there for few nations. I feel like.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is. And like, well, I'm pretty sure this is talking about like, because I've heard rumors where obviously like, oh, Hitler really escaped and they escaped him to Antarctica and he went down in the Hollow Earth or something crazy like that.
Yeah, and then he
That
became one with the dinosaurs.
Yeah, apparently, and then that movie happened.
What is it called? Iron Skies or
Yeah,
the
something
second
really
one?
stupid. We're all living in a matrix.
No one's kind of. I don't know. There's pluses and minuses to it in regards to what people talk about. Because this one is like a lot of them are like just in the Matrix, where people claim that they went to the shop, they bought one item, but they came home with two.
Right.
And that's stuff I don't believe because like you're gonna buy both and then just make a video that's gonna go viral. Like the lady who said she bought the one pair of shoe that had the Frozen characters on it for her daughter, but she magically had two,
Mm,
and they had the same sticker and blah blah blah. But you can see
right.
that
Yeah,
they're
I
different
saw that.
sizes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like that makes no like. Why are you lying? It's literally right in front of us. They're different sizes.
I don't know because like I've seen some videos that were more glitch in the matrixy things where it's like more like, oh, supposedly a bird stopped in midair. I'm like assuming it's not edited, but that's a big assumption right there because who knows if it's actually edited or not.
Right. So the thing I've heard about that is that they're kind of just gliding on a air current and they're not moving. Like to us, they look or
It
they're
looked like
actually
it was
moving.
frozen though. Like how is
Yeah. To us, they
frozen?
look like they're. To us, they looks like they're not moving, but they actually are.
Mm.
Is what I've heard. I don't know, but that's what I've heard. Whenever those kind of
Or
videos
like
come
those other
out.
videos where it's like some guy just appears out of fucking nowhere and like you look where he came from and he's not there. Things like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The one I remember is
The Disney princess one, I think it was. And like the guy just
the what?
comes up behind the Disney princess out of fucking nowhere and like you look behind her and like he was not there before or something. I
No,
don't
no, you can kind of see where he comes from, though.
know.
I do
Alright.
remember what you're talking about. It's the Scarlet Witch actress in the costume. They're in Disney, and he just magic, quote unquote, magically appears, but he doesn't. You can kind of see what direction he's moving from.
Okay.
There are a lot of them like that, though, and I can, I can pretty much tell where they're coming from in terms of, like the direction they're moving. They obviously were from like
Mm.
from off screen.
So you're
They're
not
not
a
gonna.
so you're not a big believer in this one then, huh? Don't
I
think
think
we're
the Matrix theory is cool, but that where there's so many glitches in the Matrix happening at all times. No, I think
I
it's
feel
all a lot of uh, mumbo jumbo from people. Ah,
okay.
my headphones.
I think it's possible we might be in like some alternate reality that's not base reality. I know I'm not the biggest fan of Elon Musk, but I know he thinks that too. I know, and like the chances that we are in base reality like is pretty small. I would guess, but I don't. I agree with you. I don't think every single quote unquote glitch in the Matrix quote unquote is real. No, most of that's probably fake.
Yeah,
And I doubt
No,
that,
but
like, oh, um we're just here as like a food source for humans. I doubt that part of it too, because it's not saying it like a literal we're in that version of the Matrix, but we're in some sort of simulation. I think it's more where it's going. And then you could take it
I
once.
do.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I do agree that the whole, whether it's a matrix, whether it's a simulation, that's cool to think about.
Mhm.
I kind of, if it is real, how, what are we like doing with our lives outside of the matrix?
Mm.
If it's one of those things where we, like, jack in and we experience life through, whether it's past lives or an auto-generated life, how
Mm.
long does that take in real life outside of the matrix? Is it one of those things where you're sitting there for 2 minutes but you live a lifetime, or is it one of those that
Right. Well, see, well, like I've seen like so like I know you haven't watched all of it, but there was an episode of Rick and Morty I think was like I forget the main character's name, but like you play as like Rick put the helmet on the kid in some arcade on Morty, and he like he felt like he lived an entire human life, right? And then
yeah,
he dies, and then whenever he dies, his helmet came off, and it's like,
right,
oh, I felt like he was only like in there for like a minute or two, but it felt to
right,
him that he was in there for a whole fucking lifetime, right?
yeah.
Kind of thing. It's like, oh, it's like you got cancer and you went back to the carpet store. What a fucking loser! It was like, I'll show you how it's done. And Rick goes in there and it's like, so, and you, like other people could watch it. He's like, oh, he's tearing up his social security cards. Oh my god! But I'm like, I would imagine it would probably just like be nothing more than a couple of minutes to us in the real world, not
Right,
like one for one lifetime for a lifetime thing, unless we
yeah.
are like stuck in a Sword Art Online situation.
Right. Which, if we are, why are we stuck in this, like, experience of just bland?
Well, it could be worse, I guess. I mean, imagine if like most of actual reality is like so horrible and like post-apocalyptic and everything, and instead we
Oh,
decide to like, well, would you rather spend in like some Mad Max style post-apocalyptic thing, or would you rather go pre-destruction and live in the rest of your life in that? Or what was it like? Soma, I think, delved into that a little bit too. Where it's like Earth was basically destroyed except for like a few like so in Soma, I think it was like you were in some underground bases and you
yeah,
were working on this like some kind of core virtual reality thing that like you could upload souls into and they could live the rest of their life in like a virtual reality thing that's floating in space
yeah,
because like the personalities and souls were like on a storage device on Earth and they were being put into robots. So the robots thought they were human, you know, and they were working
no,
on finishing the device, the arc as they called it, and then they were going to shoot the arc into space, which was solar powered, so humanity can spend the rest of their life on the virtual reality heaven or whatever you want to call it or something. It was interesting.
well, it's the thing with Soma is it's not robots that were implanted with them. It's people who were originally using machinery or um just, well, whatever. They're one of the workers on the actual base.
Yeah, and then the
They
structure
got
gel.
fused.
Yeah, with the structure gel stuff or whatever it was.
Yeah, they were fused to it because of whatever that gel does to people.
Right.
And it's not that they did it willingly, obviously,
Obviously.
but we're stuck there, and it just mutated things. And whether it's a good way or not a good way, it did it,
Mhm.
because there's no right and wrong when it comes to nature.
That's like one of my favorite stories in a survival horror type game. I didn't like the gameplay because I don't like just having to play peekaboo with a monster. I thought that I like if so like I want to fight something. I know it's like unrealistic or whatever. I don't care. Give me like a gun and let me like go Resident Evil. It had like that story, but with like more Resident Evil gameplay, I would be more into it, I guess, instead of the Amnesia story gameplay where it's like run in a fucking circle and hide from the monster. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Right.
One more thing though, I know like a lot of like more spiritual people like claim like the whole Matrix analogy, but not in a literal sense, but more in like a figurative sense. It's like, oh, your head's to the grindstone. All you were focusing on is work all this time and everything you're doing. You're working for the system, so you're stuck in the matrix, right? You need to unplug from the matrix and breathe and like take a moment for yourself and not be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
So it's like all you think about like, but you don't realize how programmed we are from our government, from all these different like subliminal advertisements and everything, all that.
Well, if you really think about it, going through the school system, they don't teach you to be like independent, to think for yourself. Everything is done in the way where you're supposed to follow along with whatever anyone else is doing. And it's done in a way also to get you prepared to do like manual labor, basically, where you work in factories, where you work in all this other stuff to keep the economy going because they don't want people to be smart.
Right,
They just want
exactly.
workers.
And then it's like you take these kids, like it's in kids' very nature to like be energetic, to learn things by seeing and doing, not to learn by being sedentary and like
Yeah.
trying to think. So they're like we're forcing these kids to go against their own nature and to be stationary and learn. And the ones that don't learn, we drug and label them a failure, and these failures follow them through the rest of their lives, all because they couldn't sit still. But like kids by
Right.
nature can't sit still, so it's like it's bullshit. The whole
Yeah.
system is like flawed.
Well, the one more thing before we move on is
No, it's fine.
there was a video I saw of this. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast,
Hmm.
but I didn't watch the video. It was just like a clip of it. He's an artist, I think, and he was talking about how he was teaching um children with autism art.
Hmm.
And so they went out to his balcony or the back of his house or whatever, and he asked the kid if he wanted to draw the skyline or whatever because he could see all of like LA or New York or wherever he lives. And the kid, without looking away from the actual scenery, just started drawing exactly what he was seeing.
That's really
And like
cool.
and the child couldn't speak, he couldn't like communicate in that way, but he was a genius in a different way. He was
Hmm.
create a creative genius as opposed to like what you would see in I don't know
Like an
what like I don't
academic genius or whatever. It's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because it's not really teaching you knowledge; it's training your ability to remember and recall. Really,
Yeah,
it's not really training how much you actually know about stuff. So yeah,
right.
the moon isn't real,
It's a light bulb.
apparently, or some fancy projection. I don't know. I think it's real, obviously.
No, it's a hologram in the sky. What are you talking about?
Apparently, I do believe this one. The Titanic didn't sink. The Olympics sank because they switched the names on them.
Yeah, there's a lot of accounts of the whoever sailors that were actually on the ship
Mm,
confusing the names between the two
yeah,
because
exactly. And there's a whole
obviously they were on the
document,
ship.
right? And there's a whole documentary on Amazon Prime that's really good about that too.
Yeah, it
But yeah, I agree with that. I believe that.
wasn't the last moon mission.
Apollo 17, but a movie about a fictional Apollo 18 mission came out, and now some believe it ended tragically when the astronauts had a run in with aliens. That's the first time I hear this conspiracy theory, honestly.
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, I haven't either.
The only thing I can think of is the movie in I think the mid 2000s or 2010s or something. It was an Apollo mission, but like the rocks were actually creatures, like little crab creatures. And they actually ended up killing the astronauts, and that's why like that mission wasn't actually reported on, or it wasn't whatever But
Maybe that's
like
the movie you're thinking of. This one about this movie.
maybe, maybe.
I haven't even seen that one or heard of that one before.
I mean, the movie's okay.
Hmm.
Zombie isn't that fact? They can rise from the dead, or like talking like, in our universe.
I guess they're talking about the actual existence of actual zombies rising from the dead. I guess.
I mean,
I don't think so. I think this is more like the realistic voodoo sense of zombies. I guess could be real.
oh yeah, I was gonna say like maybe the Haitian because in Haitian mythology they do talk about that stuff, or
Right,
not
but they don't
mythology, but like in
actually.
their practices.
Right, and they don't actually die first though. Like from what
Right,
I'm to understand, they're like they breathe in this powder and it sends them into like an almost near death state, and then either
right,
they're buried alive sometimes, or they when they do come back, they're like kind of like a blank slate and they can be controlled like a slave kind of thing. Is what
right.
I was to understand. So like a zombie in terms of like no not thinking on their own, but they didn't actually rise from the dead.
Yeah, no free will, just
Right.
doing what they're told.
That's like I believe in that, but I don't think like an actual zombie could actually rise from the dead once fully actually dead for that a long period of time. I don't believe in that.
Right. Wasn't that
Well,
the
the whole Last of Us kind of thing was doing that too. Was like the fungus thing that like gets into ants and then controls the dead body of the ant to like go back to the
yeah,
whatever. And there's like a million movies based on that now. But
right. Well, the thing with the
go ahead.
what is it? I'm trying to think of what I was because it had to do with the zombies. I can't remember what it was. Whatever. I'll think of it later, I think. What? Bill Gates is making fake snow.
A fake stove that burns instead of melts.
Isn't that just snow in areas where it's like they have a lot of pollution?
Yeah, basically that's what it is. It's like very heavy air pollution and then the snow falls and it doesn't melt immediately. So I saw like videos of people like holding the snow to a flame and it's not really melting.
Right.
But I think that's more of a, like a just pollution as opposed to fake snow or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of
The best
I never
mystery
even heard of the
sphere.
Bet Sphere.
1974. So it's just a
Steel
sphere?
ball?
Oh, I honestly I thought this was going to talk about that the bell.
Mm.
You ever heard of that spacecraft that was in the shape of a bell? That was like supposedly a Nazi time travel machine.
Oh, I have heard about that vaguely, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I heard it was like some kind of doomsday weapon, like some kind of bell as like a Nazi doomsday weapon thing they were making or something.
Oh, I don't know. I had heard that it was supposed to be a either a time travel machine or a teleportation machine.
Mm.
One of those two. I don't know what this.
Acted of its own, moving and making noises.
Hmm.
Mm.
Just a ball, the Navy says.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say yes or
Comments.
no. I mean, it's possible. Ah, yes, I like this one. The
Yeah.
boys.
They just wanted a little bit of human, you know? Yum, 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 yum.
That's definitely a possibility. I think it could happen.
Yeah.
Either that or she crashed in the ocean.
Either that or she's down there with Titanic. Well,
Yeah, right.
obviously not with Titanic, but, you know.
And that little sub that imploded too, but with that game controller still on the bottom of the ocean floor.
Yeah, because they obviously gamers always survive. Come on, we know this.
I don't actually believe in the Loch Ness monster, honestly.
Well, that picture's fake.
Yeah, I know
It was
this
proven
picture's
fake.
been proven to be a fake or hoax or whale penis.
No, it was fake. It was
Yeah,
supposed
I
to
know.
be whatever. It was supposed to be the guy did it obviously for publicity. The Loch Ness Lake itself is man made. So how was there
Mm-hmm.
a way for them to like sneak in a dinosaur? You know,
Mm.
it doesn't make sense.
Even millions of years ago, there's no way for it to connect to the ocean, any big ocean or something. I don't think.
All right.
I don't know. I don't believe this one.
No.
Oh Lord,
Oh, it causes
it causes
it causes
cancer
COVID.
and COVID. Even though COVID was fake news apparently, and
COVID
they were
was.
saying the same thing about 4G when this came out too, though.
Well, see, that's the thing. Any new thing that's going to come out, they're going to be like, "It hasn't
Of
been
course.
tested. It's going to kill us."
Mm-hmm.
Mind control. Okay, then start wearing your
Tinfoil hats.
helmets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think this is ridiculous.
No, it's dumb.
Uh, what?
Wait,
What?
no,
What?
no.
How did that cause that? What? I mean, I like solar flares exist, obviously, but I don't see moderate to severe magnetic storm. Some are known to cause power outages and could have. Oh no, this is stupid. No,
No.
I never even heard of the Black Knight satellite.
You haven't heard of the Black Knight?
No.
I have. It's more believable than what their little paragraph says there, because they have footage of the Black Knight.
Mm-hmm. What? So they believe? Some people believe it's a. Oh.
It's literally just like a metallic thing out in space.
Mm.
Yeah. And they don't know the origin of it, obviously. So they're like, what could it be?
It's
You
just
know?
space junk. Does it move at all, or does it stay in the same space?
No, I think it moves. I think it is actually orbiting the Earth.
Oh.
From what I think I can recall, I
Well,
don't remember exactly what's going on with it.
maybe it's a alien satellite meant to monitor
Well, that's
us.
what it's. Well, that's what it means. It's of alien origin. So whether it's a
Mm.
satellite or whether it's a spacecraft, we don't know.
Right. Oh yes,
Is
the
it that
old.
facts?
Huh. Well, this is based on old myth, but yeah, this is where the whole mermaid thing came from in the first place. Was mermaids were originally like these siren creatures that like dragged men to the deaths and ate them and
Yeah, but
caused
like
shipwrecks and stuff.
there was obviously something attracting the sailors down. Whether it was mermaids, whether it was something else that they saw, like the ship, they had to like have stopped to see what it was.
Or maybe some unknown creature that we now know exists that they didn't know at the
What?
time. Because I remember
Well,
like
what?
them
What?
like thinking manatees were originally mermaids back then or
Yeah,
something
that's what I
like
was gonna
that.
say.
Vaguely, or like, oh, looks like someone went overboard and it's just a manatee like chilling.
It's the sea cow.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Well, from what that TikTok account before it was deleted multiple
Oh yeah, I
times,
know which one you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
it
It's
seems more believable, at least for his through his accounts. At least it
right.
seems more
If that
believable.
was a legit account, then sure, yeah.
Well, I mean, like he also had footage of like whether they were government or not, like adding um equipment onto his ship.
Right.
So like whether that's true or not, I don't know because obviously they're not going to say yes or no to that being
Right.
true or not.
Oh yeah. I've heard of Nibiru
What?
so long. So many times I've heard of Nibiru. Supposedly
Planet
Nibiru.
X. No, but no, I don't understand what it's saying there. Planet X is home to a world called no, I know what it is. Planet X Apocalypse. What is Planet
An
X?
undiscovered planet far out in the solar system waiting to be discovered. Yeah, because like I vaguely remember hearing about Planet X back in like the early 2000s. Like supposedly it might they were thinking that like this is back when Pluto was still a planet. There was like a planet beyond Pluto, and they were just
Yeah.
like dubbing it Planet X, but they didn't have any real proof it existed though, or
Oh,
something.
okay.
And now like they're thinking maybe it's Nibiru, because
Right.
I've heard people consider like, oh, Naboo's like obviously where the Nephilim came from, all the way up to where the Anunnaki came from, and all these different things in between. or
Yeah.
something.
Right.
And I'm not sure if I don't know, cause like, and then there's like this Facebook group that I saw, and it's like, oh, like it's obviously just like a lens flare, but sometimes like they're taking pictures and it looks like there's like two suns or something, and one of them's Nibiru. It's just like right outside of our sight or something. I don't know about any of
Like
that.
in our solar system?
Oh yeah, like in between the sun and Earth or something. I don't know.
No, I think that's called the moon or Venus or Mercury.
Yeah,
Pick your poison, people.
yeah.
It's not
It's just a
we
lens
can't we don't
flare
have a
though.
rogue we can't have a rogue planet in this solar system without
Not that
there being
close to
evidence.
not that close to us.
Well,
Unless
you were saying
NASA's
that it was.
lying.
Oh, that's true.
Unless NASA's lying about the whole thing. But
Well, they are
supposedly,
run
from
by
what
the
I
government, so
right. But I remember, like, back in the day, it was like all the way past Pluto. But like with the technology we have now, we'd see if there's another planet toward past Pluto. But I did hear there's a few like dwarf planets also not besides Pluto out there, but they're not full planets. They're just like not asteroids, but like small planetoids that aren't full planets.
well, yeah, because they I think when the satellite finally got out there, it was discovered that Pluto's not a planet; it's more of just like another asteroid kind of belt, right?
Right, or something, not quite an asteroid, but just like a orbiting body that's not big enough to be a planet or something.
Right, because they found other ones that were like in
Right,
close proximity, but not that close.
right. So, I don't know.
Eh,
Oh,
what?
the first trans queen. I don't know. First drag
Never heard of
queen
this
over
one.
here. This is where drag queens came from. Come on.
She was replaced with a young boy. What?
Yeah, I don't know. I never heard of this one before, honestly.
So the one that just died was this. What number was she? Because
Oh,
they're all Elizabeth.
oh, I'm sure she. I don't know actually which one she was. Like maybe the third one,
She
I
was.
think, or something.
Uh,
I don't know. I'm not. I can't be bothered to look it up. I really don't care. But if you want to look it up,
yeah.
you're welcome to. But I don't know. She definitely
Oh
wasn't the first. They're
no. But like, okay, so like, if
all
that
named
is the
Elizabeth,
thing,
I
right?
think.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But like, if that's the thing, right? Queen Elizabeth the First was a man.
Yeah.
Are they talking about they? So it says they were replaced by a boy, by a
Why
young
wouldn't
boy
they? Yeah.
of
Why
our
wouldn't
own
they have just
family.
replaced it with a girl though? No, because like if it's just any old boy, they could have just replaced it with a girl then, couldn't they have?
That's what I'm saying. Like, so is it someone from their family already, or was it someone they just took off the street? But like, you're the new one.
Hey,
Go.
hood rat, go be king or queen. So
Yeah,
yeah, it
I
doesn't
don't know
make any
about this one.
sense. Yeah, I don't know, because like if it was from the royal family and the only other kid in the royal family was a boy, that would make a little bit more sense. But if it's just
Yeah,
any kid, that would make no sense why they would pick a boy instead of a girl. You know?
right.
Oh Lord,
Why is it? There's been like
five
three
G
of these
again.
mentioned of COVID and
Well,
5G.
if that's the case, then I should be getting a lot better reception on my fucking cell phone than I am right now. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
Because we still only have like 4G LTE here. I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah. That's bullshit.
No, of course it is. Because like, even though like chips are getting really small, you know how fucking small a microchip would have to be in order to fit in the tip of one of those tiny ass syringes? Very, very small. Like we
Yeah,
don't
but
have
like,
that technology yet to make it that small.
would if they were that small, would they still be? Would the signal still be able to penetrate your
Probably
skin?
not. It depends, because like it would have to hook up to something. You would just have a normal ass little microchip floating in you for like with nothing to turn it on or anything, right?
Yeah.
Like we don't have nanobots in our bodies yet, so like it would have to
Yet.
have something to hook up. Well, I mean,
No. Yeah.
transhumanism might exist at one point. I don't know,
I'm
but
waiting for that.
yeah, I mean, the chemtrails.
Oh my god, no, not the
Not the
chemtrails.
chemtrails,
They're stopping the rain from coming down.
or trying to um spray us with things to lower the population of the people or something.
If that's the case, wouldn't more people be dying per year
You would think
from
so.
nothing,
Mm.
from a cough?
Where do you think cancer comes from? Come on.
That's made by the government, okay, and 5G,
Oh
and
right, I
also a
forgot.
bat.
Yes. Yeah. No, this is bullshit. I never
Yeah.
believed in this one, honestly. I was like, well, I was a kid. I don't remember any of those. I'm like, it's called water vapor. Oh, the abominable snowman.
Where else would it live? Of course, it lives in Asia.
I love this really crappy picture they got too. It's like it must have
It,
been
it
from some NBC fucking old ass show or something.
you know what it reminds me of?
What?
Do you remember the Geico before they had the gecko, the two
Oh god,
cavemen?
yeah, those stupid ass cavemen.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Oh gosh, it reminds me of that the the abominable snowman and that Star Wars movie, the second Star Wars movie in Hoth.
I don't think I remember that.
Oh, like Luke gets like captured by this like abominable snowman type thing, and he's hung
Yeah.
upside down or whatever, and then
Okay.
it's like getting ready to eat him or whatever.
Why doesn't he just use the force to get down?
He did. He uses the force to get his lightsaber that's on the ground, and then he slashes the ice that's holding him from the ceiling
Oh.
or something.
Wait, ice was holding him in the scene?
Yeah, he like somehow like it like iced his feet to the ceiling, his boots or something. I don't know.
Just take off your boots.
Yeah, right. I don't freaking know. 5G truthers.
What the fuck? See, all this is just like don't buy the new phones. That's all it is. This is stupid too.
Yep, and that's the last one for that one. So let's head on over here. Really, how long have we been recording? Oh, an hour. Let's go over some really basic ones because we're not doing any deep dives in this episode. Which one do you want to work on, the ultimate or the this
Mega or Ultimate?
one?
Which one looks better?
This one looks a little bit better.
Let's go with that.
Okay. Fake news. Obviously,
Of
the
course.
news is fake because like it's manufactured. Obviously,
Well, yeah, all owned by one big umbrella corporation.
right. And then you got big pharma, deep
Big
states.
Pharma.
What's Nostradamus conspiracy theory that he was right?
No, yeah, it's just all of his predictions, whether about them being real and
Mm.
which ones are left and what's going to lead to the apocalypse or the antichrist or whatever. But like all he said, I remember this from the Lore Lodge's video. He said that there will be a fire in France, and then no, Wendigoon thing talked about it.
Yeah,
There will be a fire in France or Britain or something, and then there was
it
a
was a fire.
fire.
Like it's so vague. You could apply it to like almost anything. Like that's
That's
kind of
why I
how
don't
those
really believe
things
any of
work.
that.
Yeah, I don't really either. What the hell conspiracy theory is this one?
What is it? Transhumanism.
Oh, yeah,
Isn't that the one where we're going to replace all our parts with machines?
I think so. No, it's like oh, it's hard to explain because I don't fully understand it myself.
It's going to lead to the next evolution of, well, quote unquote, man, right?
Right, theoretically, to achieve immortality and usher in artificial intelligence. Like, so it could be like multiple different things. It could be like as simple as like growing like a new liver in a cage and then having it like be genetically engineered for your body so when we inject it kind of thing. So it could be something as
Right.
simple as that or something as complex as like cyberpunk where I want automatic artificial eyes that can zoom in or I want to replace my arm with a robot arm kind of thing or stuff like that. think that's transhumanism, just updating your body with technology, be it organic
Oh,
technology or artificial technology. I don't really see where the conspiracy theory side of that comes in, that it's going to happen or not. I don't know.
they might be talking about the what is it? The yeah, wait. So where is it?
Hmm?
So does it just say transhumanism?
That's all it
That's
says
all it
right here.
says.
That's all it says. So like, I see why Wendigoon has such a hard time with some of these because like it doesn't even freaking talk about any of these that
Well, I think they're just talking about the theory itself
much. Right.
of like we're gonna get to that point whether it's it'll probably be in a few hundred years, honestly,
Oh yeah, we're nowhere
because
near.
it's not gonna happen anytime soon.
Mm-mm. I like how it's just do okay, normal Jews. I'm like, what? Like, what conspiracy theory is that? That they run everything supposedly?
Could be. Hold on. Um,
Psyops, those
the
exist. We know that.
Vela
People just
incidents.
randomly Ouija.
Is that the practice, or is that talking about the board?
I'm assuming they're talking about the Ouija board.
Because it just says Ouija, but there's like a lot of things that could be that, or you know what I mean?
MH370. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's a plane.
I don't know.
Mandela effect. I mean, I
Well,
do believe in the Mandela effect. I 100% believe it. There's
I
something
don't.
to that. You
I think
what?
they're dumb. I don't.
Ah, why not?
It just seems dumb.
I don't think so many people can like so fervently remember something as something else though. Like, yeah, sure, at one point it could be like just misremembering of something, but to the extent that people so vividly remember things differently, I think there has to be something to it. New World Order, I don't really believe they're trying to do a New World Order. I know some people think it is, but I mean,
Well, I think the way a lot of people believe the New World Order is going to be is not going to be how it actually is.
mm,
Like, there's not going to be just one encompassing, uh, like dictator of the world. There's going to be nations obviously delegating like they do now in the UN. It's not going to be this man right here, fucking Billy Bob. You know, he's going to be in charge of the entire world, and we're going to have to do what he says, or else, what happens? I don't know. They don't. They never go past like there's just going to be a one world order,
mm,
and that's it. Like, what happens then? Do people die?
I
Are they
don't know.
killing off people that don't agree with them? What's going on? Because like
Right,
it never goes further than that because people don't either they don't think about it or they just don't care enough about the actual like theory or whatever to like figure it out.
right. We got the Kennedy curse,
Oh, I've heard of that.
the secret.
But it's the secret.
I don't know. I think there's a movie called The Secret. Maybe it's about that.
Hold on, the secret book by Rhonda Byrne. It's a self-help book
Yeah, I don't know.
based on a film of the same name. It's based on the belief of pseudoscientific law of attraction, which claims that thoughts can change a person's life directly. Wow. So that's more of just
I mean, I guess that
uh
makes sense because, like, I mean, our thoughts do dictate how like we live and everything.
well, yeah, because the power of the mind is
Right.
you know
Max Headroom incident. Yeah, that was interesting.
everybody knows about that
Yeah.
UN agenda. See, that's another thing, the UN agenda.
Mm.
What's the UN trying to do? Give us a little bit
Give us
of
peace.
a summary.
How dare?
Feed the poor? What? No, no, we can't do that. Elon
9/11 was an
Musk?
inside job. I do believe there might be something
That's
to that.
true.
I think there might be something to that
I feel like that's true
one.
because leading up to the actual planes hitting the thing, there were reports of them actually working on the buildings themselves.
Yeah, exactly. I watched like this like 3 hour documentary and they had some good points actually.
Yeah, where they actually put bombs in the
Hmm.
lower floors
And
just to
they're
make it
like, and
fall
they were
that
like
way.
doing it to where it's like the collapse of the towers. there's no way those towers would have collapsed in the way they did if it wasn't through a controlled demolition of some sort.
Right.
Because they only fall that way in a collapsed demolition. There's no way it could have done that from plane smacking into them. In fact, it probably
Yeah.
wouldn't have even um fallen at all if it was just planes. Because no, up to that point, no building in the world ever collapsed because of fire. Ever.
Yeah.
And then you get into the whole, oh, jet fuel can melt. I'm like, you got the reptilians.
That's the usual. Orb, Satanism. Satanism isn't even what people think it is.
No, it really isn't, because like actual Satanists don't actually believe in Satan, so it's like just fear mongering basically at that point. Pizzagate was
What
fucking
is?
stupid, by the way. That didn't happen.
I don't know what Pizzagate is.
So Pizzagate was like when, actually I don't remember when it happened, but it was like a thing where it's like, I think when like it was either when Clinton was in office, or it was when Hillary was running for election. It was one of the two. And what was it? Now I'm blanking on it. It was like it's something stupid where it's like conspiracy theorists like thought that like in the basement of some pizzeria, and there was like supposedly cryptic clues that led to this pizzeria that was owned by the Clintons or whatever, and then there was like this child sex trafficking ring going on in the basement of this fucking pizzeria, and I think they like someone actually tried to like break in, and nothing was happening, obviously. And I,
Wait, so this is like alt right
oh yeah,
conspiracy.
extremely alt-right conspiracy nut job for that one, definitely.
Because it says the Pizzagate is generally considered a predecessor to QAnon conspiracy
Mm-hmm.
theory.
Yep, and that's QAnon over here too.
Of course.
Because like the vast perpetrator of a lot of conspiracy theories are like more right wing than left wing.
Yeah, but they like to blame all these conspiracy theories on everyone else.
Oh, of course, they're never at fault for any of this. No, no.
Who's Nero? The
Huh?
Roman emperor.
Yeah, he was a Roman emperor.
But like, why is the death of Nero on there?
Maybe it's sus.
His death sparked a brief period of civil war, but they don't say what caused his death. Suicide. So is it saying that he didn't commit suicide?
Possibly. What the hell is this one?
Oh, so I just looked that one up. It's supposed to be a kidnapping, like a mass kidnapping.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. The Fall of the System? Is that a movie?
Tara Calico. Oh, is she that woman who was in that? Oh yeah, it was that lady.
Well, is she the one in it, or is she the one that people think is her?
Oh, that was the one people
I think
think
people
might be
think that is
her.
her.
Yeah, people thought that
Yeah,
was her because there's the Polaroid or whatever of it.
yeah.
Majestic 12.
Oh, the Majestic 12. That was supposed to be the
That appears
I
the
can't remember.
organization claimed by the code name alleged secret committee of scientists, government officials formed by an executive order of Truman to facilitate recovery and
Yeah,
investigation of alien spacecraft.
yeah. So they're the ones that quote unquote, lead that
Mm-hmm.
thing of if there's aliens, we got to get them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the homosexual agenda. Well, we can't talk on that one. I'm sorry, guys. We're too deep into that one. Stanley
What's the
Kubrick.
agenda?
That's pretty vague.
Wait,
Was a 4-year-old disabled Mexican girl who disappeared and was subsequently found dead under suspicious circumstances. She went missing from her
yeah.
bedroom.
Oh,
Her family began.
asphyxiation.
Ooh, at the foot of the
Uh,
bed. The room had already been searched, including search and rescue. Wait, your room was already searched before?
Who knows? Wait, what?
Her death was ruled accidental. Whose investigation concluded that Paula died during the night after she turned herself around in bed. That sounds suspicious. Yeah.
Oh, that's who that is. Huh?
Ooh.
Oh, I looked at one of the other theories. It's Justin Trudeau is Fidel Castro's son,
Oh.
and that's the prime minister for Canada or president. I don't know.
Obviously, you got MK Ultra. You got the Koch brothers and the Bilderberg,
Koch
Stonehenge.
brothers.
They
Who are you?
basically like own like most of the corporations nowadays. I think.
So billionaires. Their estimated net worth is $62 billion.
Yeah, they own like almost every company in America, even maybe outside of America.
Oh, they don't need all that wealth. I don't know what they're doing with
Oh, of
it.
course not.
Oh my god, the biggest one we gotta talk about right now is the McDonald's ice cream machines, okay? We gotta find out why they're always down.
Why? Oh yeah,
MK
Michelle
Ultra.
Obama's a man. Good old transphobia.
Yeah. There was
What's Elsa Gate?
a clip that people keep like going to where it's like,
Eat your Adam's apple.
no, that's not the clip. It's the one where uh Obama's being interviewed. Like they're out like I think some kind of field thing or uh, a vineyard or vineyard, whatever people call it. And he's walking with a person, and he like stumbles over her name, right,
Mm,
Michelle. And people think he's trying to like not say Michael, which is what people think her name really is.
mm.
I'm just like,
So
bro, yeah,
Elsa Gate's basically these like little kids cartoons on YouTube, but they turn out to be actually like horrifying and awful. It's like
yeah,
clickbait,
I
so it'll
remember
get the
what they
kid
were.
watching it.
Yeah, that's why they cracked down on a lot of those, and
Mm-hmm.
anything that looks similar to that, they got rid of them.
Yeah, I remember those used to be all over fucking YouTube. It's so annoying, dude.
Yeah,
Assassination of Paco Stanley or Paco.
Paco.
Oh, he's a comedian. He's waiting in the car under the midday sun outside a popular taco joint.
Apparently, I don't know what he was part of a party. Apparently, if you go up, he was part of the Institutional Revolutionary Party, which I'm assuming was against whoever the was in charge at the time, or against the cartels, maybe
Probably.
the FEMA camps.
Oh, I just looked that up actually. Duh. I mean, like, obviously got like obvious
Mm.
ones like aliens. I totally 100% believe aliens exist. Obviously.
Like, what kind of aliens? Do you believe that they're like the bipedal aliens, or do you think that they're like amoebas?
Oh yeah. Well, I believe there are intelligent life and not just single-celled organisms out there. Right.
Okay.
Now, the question comes if you believe aliens ever made it to Earth or not, and that's what I'm not sure because I don't know if like aliens actually made it to Earth. I do think they do, but obviously no one knows for
What don't you know? Project Bluebeam. Come on,
sure.
they're trying to prepare us for a mass invasion.
Oh right,
That's not actually
yes.
going to happen.
Back to the Future predicted 9/11.
Of course they did. Just like the Simpsons predicted everything. They even predicted where I'm going to spit right now.
The lost cosmonauts. I heard of that. Ditloff Pass incident. That was always interesting.
Yeah.
There's your favorite tulpas.
Wait. On the Dyatlov Pass,
Mm.
whatever. How do they know that they cut the tents from the inside?
I think you
How
could
do you even
see.
know
I
that?
think they could look and find out. I love how just random succubus, incubus is here. I guess it's just. I mean, they could just
And
put.
Nephilim.
I guess they could have just put demons there.
Well, I guess so because they are demons. What about Magica? Isn't that like the old word for magic
Where?
on the right side? Magica. You're
Yeah,
almost
I
there.
think so. It's probably gonna show me some video game or something. Yeah, it's a video game.
Wait,
Tangible. Oh
no,
nope, that's Elder Scrolls
no. It says it's based on Norse mythology. Keep going down. Yeah, well, I was saying the same Wikipedia page, but yeah.
of a sacred order
Oh, but
traveled.
it's oh no, that's still a game.
That's still a game.
Oh, no. If is it a game?
No, I think they used to like. Oh, so bright. Oh, I see. So the essence of
The
magic
energy.
itself. It's basically the energy of the physics behind the magic. And
Mm,
magic with a K was originally created by invented by Crowley, the Aleister Crowley guy who's really big into the occult. He's a really big occult figure to distinguish like actual magic from like stage magician kind of magic.
mm.
So I guess it would just be that the existence of it, maybe. I don't know. Random ghost girl. I'm sure you'd be able to find that. The polar shifts. I do believe that's possible. That like eventually the Earth is gonna shift again.
Well, the theory that's getting kind of thrown around right now is the Earth is going to shift at a 90 degrees,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what's going to cause another flood to happen, and it's going to be the Great Reset
Right.
for this upcoming time. Whether that's true or not, who knows?
Ain't this like his hand was like
That's the one
seared into it?
yeah, onto like the
Firefighter.
piece of
Yeah.
glass or
Yeah, I
whatever.
remember. And then some kid just like threw a newspaper through it. Here
Oh
come the
yeah, he
men
was
in
delivering
black.
newspapers.
Pineal
Pineal
gland
gland calcification.
calcification. So go
Isn't
ahead
that
and
your
tell them
kind of
what
thing?
tulpas are. I know you love to go on.
Oh, tulpas. So what a tulpa could be is, you know, anything that a mass amount of people believe in, which is a lot of them could be like the creepypastas, or they could be any creature, being, whatever that um, that more people start to believe in stuff like Slenderman, stuff like um, what is another one? The Skinwalkers, the Rake, Chill's favorite, cryptid, the Rake.
It's the
Um,
rake.
anything really, aliens, Bigfoot. Did I say Bigfoot? I think I did.
I think so.
But yeah,
How does a serpent talk? What? And not only that, but why is the serpent's punishment to crawl on its belly when
Oh,
that's
this is an
All right,
answer.
guys, we're back with another video, and I'm back with my good friend Paul again. And today we're going to talk about
Have
his
you heard
book,
this?
The Nephilim Look Like Clowns.
no.
So go ahead, Paul. The mic is yours.
Why do they look like clowns?
Yeah, well, obviously we just had a very brief talk before we started recording here, but I
Apparently,
guess
it's like there's some kind of like growing conspiracy theory they have.
I'll just pick up from where we
So
left off there.
it's a
Really.
conspiracy theory. It's not an actual thing.
No,
It's a,
but he
it's
believes
Oh, I
it.
thought.
a passion project of mine. It's the amalgamation of maybe 5 years worth of research, 6 years worth of I don't know. It's pushing now. The time just keeps going with this one, and it's got to the point where I've decided, you know what, it's time to compile this into something a bit more consistent, permanent, shall we say? Let's put ink to paper. And I have been writing this book now for 2 months. I am 20,000 words into it and 40 pages in, and I've only just about almost finished the first section of 10. So this is probably going to be a 500-page epic by the time I've finished. What we were talking about just before, and what the first section is
Come on,
really
get
all
to
about, is the historical.
Oh, this is an hour long. I'm not watching all that. But basically, like, supposedly, like, he's done research from where, who knows, but supposedly
Yeah.
stating that, like, the Nephilim like look like clowns. So that's where we get our modern day image of what clowns are is from them or from demons, whatever you want to call them, Nephilim or demons, whatever. Supposedly, like demons slash Nephilim look like clowns, and that's where we get our ideal
Wait.
of clowns
Well, I thought clowns and their look came from the medieval slash whatever times when the kings needed a jester.
from.
You know,
Or maybe they got
because they
that
were always
ideal.
sad.
Maybe they got that ideal from it. Like I don't know how far back it goes.
Where did clowns come from?
The Owamawa Mawa.
The Umauma.
Mamamao.
Yeah, the particles going through space.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, clowns originate from like Egypt, but like how like
Mario 64 theories. Wait, what's laptop from hell? What is this? Is it because it's a Dell? Oh, it's just fucking Biden shit.
Biden,
Yeah, it's like, oh, because
Hunter Biden, big
Hunter
tech.
Biden, he's selling out America to fucking Chinese or something.
Well, like Trump was selling us out to Russia.
Yeah, exactly.
People of the Mount. Oh yeah,
The
yeah,
Mount
yeah,
Shasta
yeah,
thing we were talking about.
yeah. The Maria. Do you believe in the Maria?
Yeah, I do. I believe there was like just like Atlantis. I think it was probably a lost civilization that probably was pushed under the ground from shifting tectonic plates at the time, kind of thing.
Right.
Same with same with Atlantis too, probably because you got these shifting tectonic plates that eventually like go underneath the Earth, burying huge continents.
Well, that's a theory.
Well, obviously, I'm just saying that's what I believe.
There's no proof of that.
No, of course not. I really hate this. Like people claim like all space is fake somehow.
Oh yeah, they got LED lights up in the sky. Don't you know?
The ninjas. These things were like
Do you know what those
basically,
are?
yeah, they were like the mermaid people, but they look really different.
They're, they're huge.
Like they're really huge, and yeah, these guys.
Yep.
And what were they like Japan, off of Japan or something like that, or
Yeah, they're Japanese folklore.
yeah, really creepy looking.
Yep.
Yeah, oil pit squid, great replacement project for the new American century. What's Curse of the Pharaohs? Just the fact that pharaohs had a curse, or is it more than that?
I think it's the curses that they place on the actual
Hmm.
temples.
Gang stalking, snuff films, professional
Aura.
sports.
What about auras?
I do believe in auras. I do think that we all have a different kind of aura that's unique to us, and that can change during our different periods of like excitement or sadness or emotion.
I didn't really believe until I worked with Jenna, because Jenna can somehow she gets vibes or she can tell auras or whatever.
Mm. I like the "My Red Is Not Your Red" one. That's really interesting. You know that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pantheism. I mean, that's not really conspiracy theories. It's just a belief some people believe in. Intelligent
Like
design,
just
obviously.
also a lot of these are just words thrown up there.
Yeah, I know.
Like I don't even. I'm just gonna go to the bottom switch there.
You want to go all the way down? God's last
Yeah.
wish.
'Cause
The final
what was God's
understanding.
last wish? Final countdown.
These are songs I'm mostly seeing.
God's Last Wish. Oh, it's on TikTok.
It looks mostly like music though. Maybe
Yeah,
TikTok was using a song.
King in the North. Isn't that a movie or a TV show? I think
God's
that's supposed to
last
be about
wish.
Vikings.
This is a conspiracy that some people believe
This is a
that God was
conspiracy.
dying and used his powers to create us, in hopes that one day we would eventually become gods ourselves. He broke himself into many pieces to create free will for his creation, and to quote Windigoon, God destroyed absolute perfection in order to give humanity their own chance. What do you guys think?
What do you guys think?
The Daily Scare. No, not
Paleolithic deep
interested.
state.
Paleo. Oh, I think that's talking
Yeah,
about
like
all the.
reptilians as deep state.
It's about to go into overdrive.
American right
Whoa.
of as advanced nutty conspiracy.
Oh, this is a Game of Thrones thing. I don't want to read that. What is that one saying about?
This looks like it's just like a Trump conspiracy theory. It looks like it's just some conspiracy theory to take away power from Trump when he was elected. That's all it
Uh,
really looks like.
wait, kangaroo ritual sacrifice. Why they what?
Yeah, so this is basically a conspiracy theory saying that actual humanity died like hundreds of thousands of years ago, and what we all know of us today are actually Martians that moved and migrated to Earth after humanity died out. Is the theory.
Wait, which one's that?
The real humans died millennia ago.
Oh,
So like actual humanity was just like our Neanderthals, right? Like
yeah,
cavemen. And they died out a long time ago. And us today are actually from Mars, millennia,
right.
like millions of years ago. And we traveled to Earth because America. We traveled to Earth because our Mars was dying or something. Well, where would our ship have gone? Disintegrated, maybe? I don't know. Maybe that's what killed the dinosaurs. I've heard that before.
Possibly. The Bible is the future.
I like this one too, where grays equal future humans, like humans from the future. I like that
Mhm.
one too a lot.
The sun collapsed. Yeah, we already know that. Solar mining. How do we mine the sun?
I guess they're probably doing like solar panels, I would imagine.
Solar storms affect detonated mines. I know. The grand unified conspiracy theory. Are you looking for a specific thing?
Yeah, it says all conspiracies are false. I'm trying to look up that specific conspiracy theories, but obviously it's just
That's kind of just
so
self-explanatory, though,
vague.
it seems
I
like.
guess, yeah. Depression overriding. Hiring a
Fourth
hitman
solar
on yourself?
removal. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Porn stars leeching your energy.
Oh, so they're the second buy.
Apparently. What is pancreas denial? That we don't have pancreas?
Well, because the pancreas is something that we don't need, right?
Right.
I think that's what it means, because there's no
Oh,
reason for it. Well, I mean, I think there is a reason for it, but like we can live without pancreas, so why is it
You
still
don't
there?
really need your pancreas to live. Big Pharma just wants you to think you do, so they can sell you insulin and pancreas medicine away.
Wake up, sheeple. Yeah, nice.
Playground ritual, ancient Chinese deep state, conspiracy psyops. Time is going faster. Is the fourth and worst of the four yugas in the yuga cycle preceded by and followed by the next cycle's yuga is believed to be the present age, which is full of conflict and sin.
Yeah.
So it's like the end times, but in Hinduism kind of thing.
Yeah, because there's cycles. So like we're
Yeah.
in this one, so like the next one's gonna be
Right.
better, I'm assuming. I really like God's Ego Death.
Which one's that one? Can you explain it to me really quick?
God's Ego Death. Oh, they talk about it like in the Bible. How in the what do you call it? In the Old Testament, God's all about, only me, me, me. You worship anyone else, you're dead. And if you say something negative about me, you're dead. And if I don't like you, you're dead. But then when it comes to the New Testament, it's all about love, showing compassion, love thy neighbor, blah blah blah. And people think that it's because or that difference in thing is the reason that God had an ego death. Because he's no longer just about himself, but he's more what's better for the world, I think, right? Am I getting that wrong?
What's better for the what?
World.
Yeah.
Even though children are dying and he can help if he does exist, but he doesn't.
So this is saying that supposedly Hitler never actually existed, and that what we view as Hitler is just like an literary theological type, with confusing that with the actor Charlie Chaplin because they're both so similar. Like Nazis actually existed, but like the actual Hitler himself didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
So the belief in Hitler as a historical figure is no longer viable as a credible intellectual option. And that like people just have more because like we saw him in Chaplin play in The Great Dictator or whatever, and blah blah blah,
Right.
which makes no sense.
So all those videos of him actually doing his
Nope, they're Charlie Chaplin in the movie, and we're confusing them apparently. Beer, real purpose. What's the real purpose of beer?
it helps you, don't you know?
It was
Much healthier than water.
Beer's original purpose was largely ceremonial. Back then, beer was deemed much healthier than water. It became the daily drink of choice for everyone from the pharaoh to the most humble of peasants. And while beer was important as a clean drinking source, it had other uses too. Alrighty. What the hell.mp4?
Is that the one where the people are screaming?
Oh, this is Five Nights at Freddy's VHS.
Well, that's probably not the one it's talking about.
I don't think this is it either.
That's Team Fortress 2. See stuff like
See,
that.
these are so fucking vague. You're never gonna actually find it. Hold on, let me look up conspiracy theory. I'm beginning to see why Lagoon has such an issue. Fuck it. What is Gog and Magog? Is this some Bible thing?
Probably.
Yeah, they in the Bible. Supposedly they were said to engage in human cannibalism.
Yeah.
Moon split in two. Mongolian Empire never existed. Human intelligence comes from cannibalism.
Yeah, because we absorb those that we eat. What?
Jeffrey
You created
Epstein
Fortnite?
created Fortnite, apparently.
I think it's just a lot of these things that were just thrown
The first
together.
theory is that Epstein did in fact create Fortnite. How? Another fucking 4chan thing, of course. Yeah, Mike. That's stupid.
I don't know. The Love Shack. I wonder what that one's about.
Love Shack, baby.
Eggless Travel. Isn't that the one where the it's like a time travel or interdimensional travel without an actual item? Because there is one that was, I think, with an egg that was the actual source for the thing.
I don't know. Ugh. Stone head of Guatemala.
Oh, berry theory. That has to do with the
Oh,
national
the
parks
missing
as well.
411, yeah.
Yeah.
5-hour video. See, that's so vague. You're never gonna find anything on that.
I guess we found it. Yeah, what is the 5-hour video? Is it just counting down from?
Oh, I think it's literally just counting down from 5 hours. Stupid.
No, I don't think it's talking about that one though.
Probably not.
I've looked at this for 5 hours now. Wow,
Please help me
amazing.
study. There's no ads. Yeah, well, it's literally just fucking 5 hours. Of course.
The massive global awakening. Oh no, what's happened then? Irish origins of civilization.
Of course. What? Just random ass videos. Yeah, I don't know. Prince William is the Antichrist. USA is a colony in Great Britain. Regurgitation rituals.
What about the original Earth?
You look that one up. I'll look this one up. About an hour after sunset, June 18th, 1178, a band of 5 eyewitnesses watched as the upper horn of the bright new crescent moon suddenly split into two. From the midpoint of this division, a flaming torch sprang up, spewing out fire, hot coals, and sparks. And this is on NASA.gov. The body of the moon, which was below withered, throbbed like a wounded snake. Another dozen or more times the witnesses reported. If this actually did happen, it would have launched 10 million tons of ejecta into the Earth's atmosphere in the following weeks. Previous studies have shown. I calculate that this would cause a week-long meteor storm potentially comparable to the peak of the. Yeah, and they would be very bright, very easy to see. Yet no Skywatcher ever reported such a storm, so
So,
they think that a meteor was directly in front of the moon, coming straight towards them. This idea was strongly suggested by other scientists. I don't know.
so
What?
the original Earth conspiracy is supposed to be it's linked to the Nibiru and the Planet X one.
Mhm.
I don't know. What the hell's dog Latin? Dog Latin. I know there's pig Latin. What the hell is dog Latin? Or God is a
Probably gonna get
phrase.
like on.
Huh?
Probably gonna get on some kind of fucking FBI watch list for searching shit like this up.
Black
Who
people
knows?
don't actually exist.
Hmm.
Black people don't actually exist.
It's like. I kind of want to see the original, like why he said that. Is there a link?
Ugh.
Black people don't exist.
I don't know. I feel like I don't exist.
You do. Neanderthal superiority. I mean, I guess you could argue that like we're de-evolving. Well, what do you say, babe? You want to call it for now? I think we did a
Yeah.
good introduction to some of these random um conspiracy theories. Maybe next time we
Mm.
get together, we'll do like a deeper dive and do like a few of them or something.
Yeah.
Clown sightings. Oh, Bohemian Grove. But yeah, thank you for joining me today.
Ah.
Aw. I'm sure everyone enjoyed you joining us, so it's not just me talking to nothing. Aw. And we'll be back in another time, another day. So thank you everyone for watching, and have a good one. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye.